Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps lots. And also keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy. Alright folks, here we are in the evening of Tuesday, May 3rd. We're going to take a look at SoFi. So if you've seen my last video or two, you know that I'm now looking for a bullish bias on SoFi after this long protracted downturn that stretches back way further than, than you're seeing on the screen. But in any case, I've been looking for a range break here on this sort of bottoming pattern and wanted to kind of provide an update on that. So been working off of the daily. Before we get too fixated on that, I do want to sort of go a little bit more micro and take a look at the 10-minute and just see how this is reacting. You know, we have nice volume coming in at open and then really nice volume at close. This was yesterday. And, you know, the whole market was kind of ripping into close yesterday. That held up relatively well in the pre-market. And you see, because this big push late into close yesterday, we were able to get motion over 625, which is that flip from resistance to support that we were talking about in the last video. And then that held up really well today. It tested that several times, right? It came down with these big candles in the first few 10-minute candles of trading and kind of wrestled with that, right? Really choppy. And then tried to make a strong run here. Wasn't able to break that 642 high that it had earlier in the day. So it fell a penny shy, but those things make a difference when you're sort of midday and trying to test high of day. Failure on that, often leads to a pretty significant sell-off and a retesting of the previous support level. So it came down and it came within, exactly. The low on this candle was 625. So it came down and exactly tested our level and then shot back up and once again sort of tested high of day and was able to reach 642 again there before going into the after hours. So really nice motion today, sort of keeping me fixated on this bullish swing that we could be seeing now. I'm not saying that this is going to be a long bullish swing, but we see here we had a few green days that sort of were then followed up by a few green days after could be sort of looked at like a bull flag, and then ultimately it hit that resistance level and fell off. But right now we're testing this downtrend resistance. So what I'm most interested in at the moment is we have this resistance level up at 650, right? And that 650 level, if we can do a couple things. One, close over that 650 level and break it with force of volume. So what I want to see is, you see the volume candles down here, and we see the only thing that worries me about today is this decrease in volume on a buying day, if you will, up a little over 1%. I don't know, some of this could be folks being pretty sort of uneasy with the Fed minutes coming out tomorrow and not wanting to jump too heavily into a bunch of positions and kind of like leaning in a direction but not really going full tilt into a direction. So it could be some of that, but in any case, what I'd really want to see here are a couple of candles, increased volume, something rivaling higher than these green candle days, and on that type of volume, breaking this downtrend resistance and breaking 650. And then what I want to see is an establishment of support over 650, whether that means it just straight goes and makes an attempt at 7, or comes down and retests it and bounces off, or just sort of range bounds itself between 650 and 7. Any of those things to me, like pretty solid motion, and each of them comes with a different sort of follow through. So that's where the follow-up videos will come into play, obviously. But that's what I'm looking for on the bullish side. If we see these, even if we are getting some buy candles in the subsequent days, and we see the volume continuing to dwindle here, that would make me a little bit concerned about the ability to really break these levels. This downtrend resistance has been so strong for the last month or so. And then, even if you can squeeze past them, and you have a long way to go, several resistance levels, but then you're just going to have an extension of this downtrend resistance, which is going to be incredibly strong. But again, like if we can break it and hold some motion above it, then that's really, really strong, bullish tendencies, bullish structure that we could be putting in. So, so that's what I'm looking for. So just, again, if you think you got it, you got the gist, stop watching. If you want to hear one last recap, what I'm looking for, a break above this downtrend resistance, and therefore then 650 in the next couple of days, hopefully by the end of the week, but it needs to come with strong buy volume. It could still come, but if it's on weak volume, I'm going to worry about the longevity of it. Regardless if it does come, we will do like follow-on videos, maybe Thursday or Friday this week, sort of see where we stand based on what happens. So that's what I'm looking for on the bullish side of things. This, of course, the glaring thing that I'm leaving out here is the bearish side of things, or just the sort of continuing to build a base side of things. So we could definitely see it just continue to bat itself around between 625, 650 in sort of a relatively indecisive way. And even maybe, dipping down toward 6 and kind of range bounding itself, maybe building a bigger base, which wouldn't in the long run maybe be the worst thing. All that said, if we see 625 give up support and flip to resistance, and then continuous retesting of 6, or a big push to or through 6 on strong sell volume, then obviously, this hope for a short-term bullish reversal is just busted, and it's not gonna play out. But those are the things I'm looking for. I know we're getting closer and closer to earnings day, so we'll see if there's any run that may happen as that approaches. And there's a bunch of catalysts coming up in the macro sense and in the micro sense, so we'll see what that all brings. But in any case, it should be interesting, and we'll just tackle it as it comes. All right, folks, I hope that your trading week is off to a good start, and as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.